of the ovens. They needed vast amounts of that petrol to fuel that oven, and they didn't even have near that amount to really to cremate bones, man. And
where'd you bury all those people?
Exactly.
Where'd you bury 6 million people? You know, if you go into the Imperial War Museum, right, they got a couple of years back, I think it's probably still there, they got an Auschwitz thing upstairs, right? And you're not allowed to take pictures of it. And in there they've got, and this is just to keep the lies perpetuated in people's minds, they've got this case in the centre and it's filled with apparent shoes that apparently belong to victims of the gas chambers. So, and there was people, I went there with my daughter and there's people there crying. Because they fully believe that shit.
But brother, those could have been anybody's shoes.
Exactly. It's just how they're very, they've done a very good job of keeping that lie alive to this day. Not everyone believes it anymore. I think more so people don't believe it than they do. But in this society, you can't say these things anymore.
Yeah, because you're taught that in school. I remember in school, in secondary school, because I studied religious studies because I found it to be easy. I studied Christianity and Judaism, and Islam and Judaism, and you're taught that in Judaism that they're the most persecuted people. Some of them don't even want to identify being a Jew because of all the persecutions that they've gone through, the Holocaust, everything like that. The Balfour Declaration. You study all that, man. And I'm sitting there. I'm a Jew myself. I'm sitting there thinking, these people are the Jews, man. You know what I'm saying? Even I'm a Jew. I didn't knock. I was so young. I was like, what, 17, 18?
The real one, brother. The real one.
I was the real Jew, studying, thinking that these people, they're the Jews. You know what I'm saying? That's how far the deception ran, man.
May I say something about the school? When I was at secondary school, when we did history, it was around the time when Steven Spielberg's film Schindler's List came out. And I remember, I never took history as my, you choose what subject you wanted to do. Right. But they pushed that film on us. Like, it was like, this is part of Esau's indoctrination. They forced us to sit there in a class, watch this film, and they were treating it as if it was like a historical documentary, not just, a film that was made now. And we had to write essays on it and shit. And they made us do that at least twice, if not 3 times in the time.
You know why 3 times? Because they want it embedded inside your head to believe it.
It's a part of the indoctrination. It's a part of the indoctrination.
We had to do the same thing, exact same thing. I didn't take history, but they made us watch the film The Pianist.
I know that film.
Yeah, that's a funny film.
Well, it's catching hell in every place.
The opening scene, just throw him off the balcony and shit. But yeah, they even if you don't take the subject, you have to do something. It's called there's religious studies, then religious liberty, where you have to out of culture, you have to learn about other people's historical. But they'll never do it for us though. It's all about that's it. But it's always to do with Jewish people and Elamites. They always push those 2 in the schools.
Right.
The thing is though, it's like nowadays they are actually being persecuted. People are desecrating their gravestones and whatnot.
You know what, brother? They're not getting persecuted, man.
Not in the same way. But what I want to say on that is that the reason why these things are happening is because people are now realising that they're not. They're realising that they're liars.
Yeah, it's a
and they're realising that they control everything. They know the people that are doing these things know this.
Yeah.
Because you've got white supremacists that don't even like
so-called Jews.
Amalek, man. But they're the same people that are it's their own people.
The same people. You can't tell the difference a lot of the time. If they took their black coats off and the black hats and undid their little locks, they walked around, you
wouldn't even recognize them.
You wouldn't even recognize them. They're just another tribe in Esau.
But you know though, you can't recognize them because they got that hook nose.
Yeah.
So you can't recognize them, but.
So yeah. So
but you're still correct because even if they were to take all of that black shit off, you still couldn't really recognize them. You don't look too closely.
Yeah, some of them you can't recognize. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can hide and change their names and position themselves and change their names. Because they were once called the Bowers, the Rothschilds. They were once called the Bauer family, and they changed to become the Rothschild.
Right. Red Shield, which means Red Shield. Yeah.
Red Shield. Because they know they're the Edomites. They know they're the sons and daughters of Esau. They know that's their patriarch, Esau. Okay? They know it isn't Jacob. So they know they're fully aware that they've got the world in mass deception, man.
Right.
They're fully aware of it. They're the instigators of the deception.
Yes.
They're the ones that instigated it, man.
Yep.
So of course they would know who they are and who we are,
Right.
who everyone is, man.
And that's why they call us black. You know what the term black goes back to? You know what I think about the word black? It means to be unknown. That's what I think about the word black. So they call us black just to make the public unaware of who we really are. Okay? In other words, we're pretty much a hidden people. We don't really exist. We're just hidden. You know, when you think about the word black. But the reason why Esau named us black people, because Esau knows, going back to what you said, he knows the history of all of the nations. And he knows who the real Jews are. And the real Jews are what people deem as being so-called black people. You know, go on, brother. Because this jacket is black. My skin ain't black. None of us are black. We're all different shades of brown. Go on, brother.
Exactly. Just what you know, when you break down, like the brother was saying, Rothschild or Rothschild, as the French saying, that it means red shield, right? And what does Edom mean?
It means red.
It's red.
Yeah.
So it's all spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's all in their encyclopedia. It says it's in one of those older encyclopedias. I believe it's in the encyclopedia 1960 something. I have to go back to it. But it says that Esau and Edom is modern day Jewry, referring to the so-called Jews as Edomites. It's in the encyclopedia. Okay? So it's evident, it's true.
I know precept.
So you got these Edomites amongst the Christian sect that we're going up against right now, beginning with Vocab and Baloney and James White the Edomite. They're trying to go up against the Israelites, us, okay, and trying to push this doctrine out there that they're not the Edomites, when they are the Edomites, okay. And this is why they always say, "Oh, the Edomites were done away with." No, the Edomites are still here. Hell, even Rothschild knows they're the Edomites. It's in their encyclopedia. It's in their books. They know that they're the Edomites. They know that they're not no Jews. Okay, go on, brother.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
Right. There went out another horse which was red. Go on.
So excuse me. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth,
Right.
and that they should kill
One another.
and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, and it was given unto him a great sword. So who was given a great sword? Genesis chapter 26, somebody. And then somebody get me Job, the 9th chapter. Because it says power was given unto this red horse to take what? Peace from the earth. Let's get Job 9 and 24. So the Edomites are here. Live and well and ruling today. And living it up. Go on. 9 and 24.
You got it?
You got it?
Where would you go?
No, I was going for it.
So Genesis.
Yeah, no.
Job
Job.
9, 24.
Yeah,
You get
somebody.
Job 9:24, you get Genesis.
Yeah.
Was it Genesis 6?
Huh?
Genesis
26.
26.
Yeah. But I want him to read Job 9 and 20. Actually, read that again, brother. And then we're going to go to Job 9 and 24, and then we're going to read the whole. We're going to get into that as well.
So it says, let me go to verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red.
Right, and went out another horse which was red, which horse is synonymous with power, meaning power. So if you see a race like what it says in the scriptures, it says that the Lord saw servants upon horses and the rich sitting in low places. So in other words, he saw a bunch of slaves pretty much in power.
Yeah.
All right,
And they were red.
and they were red. So that was going back to this right here. Let's read that again.
This is Revelation 6 verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see.
Right.
And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace.
And it says power was given unto him to take their run peace from the earth, right? So let's get Job, finish that and we get Job now. Go on.
And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
And it was given unto him a great sword. Let's read it. Let's get Job 9 and 24.
Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Right.
If not, where and who is he?
So the Lord gave power upon his red beast to take peace from the earth, and that they shall kill one another. And this is talking about the so-called white people today. They're representing the red horse. They're representing the revival of this ancient Roman system coming back into the order again, so they can go into perdition. Now we're going to read Genesis 26 now.
What do you want it for?
You know where it talks about the blessing of Esau, blessing of Esau?
Genesis 26.
Or maybe
And
27.
they said to take peace, meaning this man will bring confusion, disorder, war. You know, that's everything that you're seeing right now. That's why you see the whole world in upheaval. Because there's no peace in this place.
Okay, yeah, we're going to close out.
Right? There's absolutely no peace because, you know, the Esau has set up his kingdom Babylon.
Right.
And what Babylon means what? Confusion. Alright? And that's what you're seeing out here. You know? Nothing but confusion. You see rumors of war.
Right.
Okay? So we're living in a time of that red horse being in power. That red scarlet colored beast.
Yeah.
Okay? Is in power because Esau, the Rothschild,
The red shields.
is in power
Yep.
right now as we're speaking.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, read what you got.
Genesis 27, start at 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth,
Right.
and of the dew of heaven from above.
Okay.
Verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. So it was going to come to pass that he would have the dominion. And how would he have the dominion? By ruling with the sword. It said that he shall live with the sword.
Right.
So Esau's living his life. He's in heaven right now. This is his heaven. He's experiencing life while we're experiencing hell. So he's living with the sword. What did Yahushua tell Peter? Right, because Peter cut the hair off
Right. The ear of
the soldier, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Malchus.
Doesn't live by the sword shall die by the sword.
And what did he say? He that lived by the sword shall die by the sword.
Right.
And by the way, what's heavy is that Yahushua is Isaac that blessed
Right.
Esau with the sword.
Exactly.
Check that out. So that proves right there that who the Edomites are.
Yeah, Yahushua condemned it. Yahushua condemned his own son, Esau, man. Because he came to end him when Yahushua came on the scene 2,000 years
And
ago.
that was Esau's end.
He came to end Esau right from there. That's what came. That's when the last day started. That was
Right.
the end of Esau.
And you know
when
what's heavy?
Yahushua came.
I don't cut you, brother. I want you to continue what you were saying. That's heavy you said that, because what nationality was Herod? When Herod saw the star, what did he command his generals to do, his soldiers to
Right.
do? Go
Right.
kill all the Hebrew babies.
We'll kill him.
Because Herod was he would be considered a so-called Jew. Because the thing with Herod was mixed between, I think his mother was a Hebrew woman, but his line went back to the Greeks. So he was coming from the side of the Greeks. So what you're saying is correct. When Yahushua came on the scene, that was the declarance of the end of Esau and the beginning of Jacob.
That was the beginning of the end.
Yep.
For Esau. When Isaac came back on the scene as Yahushua, he was to end his son.
Yeah.
You know, because when it tells you in Isaiah 63, who is this that cometh from Edom,
Right.
with his garments dyed from Bozrah?
Bozrah.
That's Isaac coming
Right.
back to end his son.
Right.
Isaac gave his son the blessing of the sword, and he's coming to take that sword away from him.
Right.
That same blessing. So it's very deep, very, very deep. You know, because back then Isaac didn't know that his son would be the devil.
Right.
Yeah, his favorite son would be would turn out to be Satan.
Right.
Otherwise, if the Most High revealed that to Isaac, Isaac would have killed his son right there on the spot. If he knew what his son would bring in the earth. Okay? But the Most High hid that from him to fulfill prophecy. Alright? But now Isaac knows. Isaac came back as Yahushua. Now he knows what his son did. That's why he said to Peter, he that lived by the sword shall die by the sword. Because he gave that same blessing to his son Esau.
Right.
And he saw what his son did in the earth, man. Killing relentlessly. He said, now Yahushua knew in the end Esau will die by the sword.
Right.
That sword is the nuclear missile.
Yep. And then by that same blessing, it would be to his own curse. That's why it says, read what you had again, brother.
It says Genesis 27 and 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
And shall serve thy brother. Why? Because with the same sword, he's going to wind up destroying himself. Like what Yahushua said, he that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. You see? So that's how he was going to burst the bonds of his brother Jacob.
Right.
So really, basically what Esau is doing, Esau is going to destroy himself so we can get into the palace. That's the order. That's what Isaac said to his son Esau. Read that one. I want you to read that one more time, so that brothers can what's actually been said. Yeah.
Genesis 27 and 40. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Yeah.
And shalt serve thy brother.
Okay.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So in other words, when Esau begins to rule, then he's going to burst the yoke from off the neck of his brother.
Right.
But he's going to do that by himself. He's going to destroy himself. Now we're going to get back to Revelations, the 6th. What is it? What you had before? 16, I believe, right?
Yeah, Revelation 6.
Yeah, it's 6, not 16. 6, because 6 goes into those horses.
Yeah. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right.
And that they should kill one another.
And that's how we're going to get into the kingdom, because it's going to be between the Russians, the EU against America. So they're going to kill each other with the same blessing that Isaac blessed them with. Go on.
And there was given unto him a great sword.
And there was given unto him a great sword. So that's all we're going to bring about to you brothers out there that's watching. So Shalom, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. And we out of here. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be a spot, brothers.